Xiaomi is trying to put me out of a job with this Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus, and I'm actually not mad about it. Kind of refreshing, to be honest. Not only is the battery engineered to last for 6 years, but the back panel is supposed to be 10 times more drop resistant while still looking like a regular smartphone. And, this is the kicker, it's still maintaining a reasonable price tag. On paper, it sounds too good to be true, but I, for one, am very much in favor of abolishing planned obsolescence. The Note 15 Pro Plus comes in 3 different colors: Glacier Blue, Black, and Mocha Brown. I obviously only need one for my durability testing, so I'll be giving away the other 2 down in the comments, so make sure and say hi. Right off the bat, everything looks suspiciously normal. We have a small hole-punch selfie camera in the top of the screen, and a pre-installed screen protector that needs to come off. With mid-range smartphones, it's important to see what the screen is made from. Plastic screen scratches at a level 2 or 3, like on Samsung's folding phones. Glass screens would scratch at a 5 or 6, and sapphire would scratch at a level 8 or 9. Redmi is using premium Gorilla Glass Victus 2 on this 15 Pro Plus, and we see those scratches at a level 6 with deeper grooves at a level 7, right on par with the more expensive flagships. The 32 megapixel selfie camera is protected by the same glass, and the super thin earpiece slit sits right between the glass and the blue frame of the phone. Speaking of which, the frame is plastic, or polycarbonate, with metal buttons. And when the goal is absolute longevity, plastic does make a lot of sense. I think most people would consider a smartphone totaled once the glass display has been shattered. And while I'm a strong advocate for always having a case on your phone, the next best thing is to have something like soft plastic for your glass screen to sit inside of, to better protect it against drops. The top of the phone has one stereo loudspeaker opening, while the bottom has another. The SIM card removal tool is super happy to see us, thumbs up for that. The dual SIM card tray has kind of a burnt orange colored rubber ring on the inside. This is to help with the IP69 water resistance rating. It's not quite the same color as the Mocha Brown Eco Leather, but it is cool that this Redmi Note 15 Pro is even more water resistant than an iPhone, while being half the price of an iPhone. Very nice. Moving up to the centralized camera plateau, we have an 8 megapixel ultra-wide camera on the left, then a 200 megapixel ultimate clarity camera on the top right. The single-tone LED flash is on the bottom left, and the interesting sounding laser autofocus system is on the bottom right. It's the back panel of the Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus, though, that has my full attention. If you remember, the winning phone from last year's 2025 Durability Awards had a fiberglass back panel. And this Redmi phone is continuing that fiberglass trend. Fiberglass was invented back during World War II as a substitute for plywood in airplanes. Since the fiberglass is lighter and, more importantly, transparent to signals like radar, which is super important when you're trying to fly around undetected. Lucky for us, now here in our pre-World War III era, this same fiberglass technology is 10 times more impact resistant than regular glass, while still allowing for all the internal cell signals to pass through, like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and 5G. I'm a fan of fiberglass, and I hope a lot more companies start using it in the future. The display of the Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus, just realized these phones need way shorter names. The display is using a 6.8-inch 1280p 120Hz 3200 nit 68 billion color 1.5K resolution AMOLED that lasted 25 seconds under the heat from my lighter without sustaining any damage. Kind of fun. The good news is we do have an optical underscreen fingerprint reader, and it's pretty close to the bottom edge of the phone, but even after adding my level 7 deeper grooves, the scanner still works just fine. But when it comes to structural integrity and its ability to last a whole 6 years, it's what's on the inside that really counts. And that's where the bin test comes in. And surprisingly enough, there must be something substantial inside the Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus, since it has barely any flex. It's always shocking to me when the budget-friendly smartphones hold up better than the phones that cost hundreds of dollars more. But here we are. The Note 15 Pro Plus survives my durability test. But now that it's survived, I have even more questions. Like, for one, how And for 2, what that IP69 water resistance looks like from the inside. It's gotta be nice. Fiberglass panels are some of my favorite to remove because they just don't break, which is a massive plus for the phone. It is, however, glued incredibly tight to the polycarbonate frame, which is obviously our first line of defense against water ingress. With the blue panel lifted up, it looks pretty clean inside. I like how the orange battery pull tabs accent the black interior, which reminds me I should probably turn it off. Redmi says this phone can survive drops from as high as 2.5 meters. For my American friends, that's the height of 100 hot dogs stacked on top of each other. And with the Gorilla Glass Victus 2 on the front, the plastic surround, and the shatterproof fiberglass back, I would bet that's true. I might, however, have to do some drop testing of my own just to double check. With the 10 silver screws removed from the top protective plastics, I can lift them up and unplug the gold extension ribbon for the flash and the laser autofocus. The battery connectors can be revealed at this point as well, and there are 2 of them. Having 2 batteries inside instead of 1 is what allows the 15 Pro Plus to hypercharge at 100 watts. I hope Tim Cook is watching this. Apple needs some new ideas, and I know he's probably subscribed. The bottom plastics have 7 screws, 3 silver and 4 black. These are different sizes, so keep them organized. The first indication that this might be a mid-range phone is that the lower loudspeaker clearly does not have any balls inside. However, the speaker itself is still enclosed in a secondary box, which helps it sound bigger than it actually is, just like a subwoofer in a sub box. We will take our very happy SIM card tool and eject the dual SIM card tray one more time. I'll unclip the underscreen fingerprint scanner, which is just a camera that can take pictures of your fingers through the pixels on the screen. Then I can pull the charging port board up and out of the phone body to see this next level IP69 waterproofing. Instead of regular rubber, the ring around the 100-watt USB-C port is more tacky, less elastic. Redmi says the phone can be submerged up to 6 meters underwater for 30 seconds, which is a whopping 236 hot dogs deep. Not many other phones could survive that kind of pressure. The square haptic vibrator is in the lower corner, and there's a hexagonal water damage indicator sticker near the SIM card tray, as well as a watertight membrane over the microphone hole, and some metal mesh for the loudspeaker opening. Surprisingly, the secret to the Note 15 Pro Plus's strength is a cast metal substructure that fills up nearly the entirety of the phone's body. We can get a closer look once the battery is removed. Redmi has put the latest and greatest battery technology inside. They're using the 6500 mAh silicon carbon battery, which Redmi claims that since it's paired with Xiaomi's Surge battery management system, it can reverse charge other devices at 22.5 watts and will retain 80% of its capacity even after 6 years. It's a pretty wild claim. The glue is strong, but the pull tabs do eventually work to lift the battery out. The other secret we reveal is the Ice Loop cooling system, a pretty large vapor chamber that extends up from the battery compartment all the way under the motherboard. I'll unplug the orange extension ribbon and the display ribbon, and then remove our large 200 megapixel ultra clarity camera with its HPE sensor and optical image stabilization. The front-facing 32 megapixel camera can also come free. There's no OIS on this one, but that's pretty normal. I'll pop the motherboard out before we get to the wide-angle camera. Redmi has thermal paste back here to help use both the thick metal midframe and copper vapor chamber as heat sinks. The earpiece speaker doubles as the upper stereo loudspeaker, and this one does indeed have balls inside, kinda cool. And the 8 megapixel ultra wide camera on the back does not have any OIS. Honestly, I hope we see a lot more smartphones this year focus on unbreakable longevity, cause it saves people money. Fiberglass backs are where it's at. And yeah, the hype train of premium smartphones is a fun train to ride, but at the end of the day, all smartphones kinda just basically do the same things. Redmi's Titan durability program seems to be dialing in the focus on longevity, with the battery that retains 80% of its capacity after 1,600 cycles, or the 2.5 meter drop resistance, which has been verified by the SGS Premium Performance Certification, or the dust and water resistance at 2 meters for 24 hours, and 6 years worth of security updates to top it all off. I gotta start including some more tests in my repertoire. Basically, this is a practical phone for a practical person. I'd still put a case on it though, which is again nice of Redmi to include a free one in the box, and look at that. Everything still works, and our SIM card tool is ecstatic. Make sure to leave a comment about something cool, and I'll send out my mocha brown and black phones to 2 random winners later this week. Current pricing is down in the description, and thanks a ton for watching. I'll see you around.